The moment has finally arrived. A profound transformation is unfolding within your very being, a phenomenon that defies conventional explanation. If you find yourself experiencing these shifts on December 7th, 2025, it is imperative that you grasp the true nature of what is transpiring. For what might feel like bewildering chaos, an unsettling sense of things going awry, or even the breakdown of your fundamental systems, is, in reality, your entire reality recalibrating itself at a deeply fundamental level. You are not disintegrating, you are actively synchronizing. And this process of synchronization, while it's occurring, often manifests as an intense sensation of destabilization. Over the past few days, particularly since the potent full moon on December 4th, you've likely felt an inexplicable strangeness, a sense of being off, profoundly different. It's as if your very essence is vibrating at a frequency that no longer resonates with the world you once inhabited, as though you're slowly being gently, yet inexorably, pulled away from the reality you've always known, moving towards something you cannot yet fully perceive, but can undeniably feel. This powerful sensation is not merely psychological. It is not an anxiety disorder requiring diagnosis, nor is it a medical condition necessitating medication. This, instead, is timeline shifting, and your physical body is responding with incredible sensitivity to cosmic forces that have reached an unprecedented critical threshold this very week. The full moon 3 days ago wasn't just another routine lunar cycle. It was a potent cosmic reset button, unleashing energetic shockwaves through every conceivable version of your life. It meticulously collapsed certain timelines while powerfully amplifying others. And those profound shockwaves are still reverberating through you right now, actively reorganizing your electromagnetic field, meticulously recalibrating your nervous system, and fundamentally restructuring your consciousness. You can feel this deep shift, even if your rational mind struggles to comprehend it. You instinctively know that something fundamental has irrevocably shifted, and you are absolutely right. It has. However, here's a crucial truth. Nobody tends to reveal about timeline shifts. They generate very specific, intensely physical symptoms within your body. If you misinterpret these symptoms, if you perceive them as evidence that something is inherently wrong with you, you will inevitably panic. You will resist this natural evolution. You will attempt to force yourself back into the confines of the old timeline, where everything, despite slowly stifling you, at least felt stable. And that resistance, that desperate clinging to the past, will generate far more suffering than the shift itself ever could. So, I'm going to guide you through the 8 primary symptoms that serve as undeniable proof your timeline is actively shifting. These are not random, disconnected experiences. Rather, they are precise biological and energetic responses to a profound dimensional recalibration. And if you are experiencing them, it signifies that you are among the chosen few, actively navigating between realities at this very moment. Most of humanity is not undergoing this profound transformation. Most individuals remain on their predetermined paths, largely unconscious of the multidimensional nature of reality. But you, dear soul, are different. You are awakening. You are shifting. And your body is unequivocally presenting you with the evidence. The first symptom, and undoubtedly the one that instills the most terror, is chest pressure and heart fluttering. You might awaken abruptly at 3:00 AM, your heart pounding wildly for no discernible reason. Or you could be calmly engaged in reading, only to suddenly experience a crushing pressure on your chest, as if an invisible weight has been placed squarely on your sternum. Your heart may feel as though it's skipping beats, racing uncontrollably, or adopting irregular rhythms that feel profoundly wrong. You've likely considered, or perhaps already have visited the emergency room, only to be told your heart is perfectly healthy, that there's nothing physically amiss. Perhaps it's just anxiety. Yet, you remain deeply confused, because you can distinctly feel that something momentous is indeed happening within your chest. Here's the illuminating truth. Your electromagnetic field is meticulously recalibrating. Every human being generates a unique electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond their physical form. This intricate field carries vital information about your true essence, your core beliefs, and the specific timeline you are currently inhabiting. When you embark on a timeline shift, this field must undergo a complete reorganization to harmonize with the new frequency. Your heart, crucially, is the primary generator of this potent electromagnetic field, producing a signal 60 times stronger than your brain's. Therefore, as timelines shift, your heart registers it instantaneously, long before your conscious mind has any inkling of what's unfolding. Before you possess any conscious awareness of the change, your heart is already in the throes of recalibration. This internal adjustment manifests as pressure, fluttering sensations, and irregular rhythms. It feels disconcerting because your heart has never before pulsed at this particular frequency. It is diligently learning a new pattern, one that perfectly aligns with your destination rather than your past. This explains why the sensation often arrives in waves of intense pressure for 20 minutes, then a calm, only to spike again hours later. Each wave represents another layer of profound adjustment. Each spike signifies your heart expanding its energetic capacity to hold more light, more vital energy, more of the magnificent being you are actively becoming. Your heart is not malfunctioning. Your heart is upgrading, preparing itself to sustain the elevated life you've been yearning for, but perhaps deemed impossible. The discomfort you're experiencing is merely the growing pains of this monumental transformation. The only path through it is to cease panicking and consciously initiate deep breathing. When the pressure arises, do not fight it. Instead, place your hand gently on your heart. Breathe slowly and intentionally, and lovingly tell your heart, "I trust you. I know exactly what you're doing. Thank you for recalibrating me." The second symptom is an unshakable restlessness. Here, this is distinct from anxiety, which typically fixates on a specific worry. This profound restlessness, however, has no clear object or discernible cause. You simply feel fundamentally wrong in your own skin, unable to find comfort anywhere. Your established routines feel foreign, and activities that once provided distraction now fail to engage you. Nothing feels quite right. Nothing feels like home. You aren't anxious about something specific. You are profoundly unable to achieve stillness. This is occurring because you are being actively pulled out of an expired identity. The version of yourself that existed within the old timeline is now dissolving. And as it dissipates, a significant void emerges where you no longer recognize who you are. The old identity is breaking apart, yet the new one has not yet fully coalesced. You are existing in an in-between state, and human beings are inherently uncomfortable in such liminal spaces. We require a sense of self-knowledge to feel secure, and when that knowing temporarily vanishes, it generates an existential restlessness that physically manifests as this inability to settle. Consider it this way: your soul is rapidly outgrowing the container of who you've previously been. You are attempting to embody an expanded consciousness within a structure built for a smaller, more limited version of yourself. It simply no longer fits. And you can feel this profound misalignment in every cell of your body as restlessness, agitation, and deep discomfort. This is not a problem that needs fixing. It is undeniable evidence that you are outgrowing your old life. This is precisely what needs to occur. If you were truly comfortable, you would remain stagnant. And that stagnation would abort the timeline shift that has been meticulously building for months. Do not attempt to fix this restlessness. Do not force yourself back into routines that once worked. They will no longer serve you, for they belong to a version of you that has ceased to exist. Allow yourself to be unsettled. Embrace the temporary experience of not knowing who you are. The new identity will organically emerge once the old one has fully dissolved. Attempting to rush this natural process will only delay its inevitable unfolding. The third symptom is when sleep flipping. Your sleep schedule has become utterly chaotic, often completely inverted. You might find yourself wide awake at 3 p.m, staring at the ceiling, yet utterly exhausted by 2 p.m, struggling desperately to keep your eyes open. You may be sleeping in fragmented intervals, waking every hour or two. And when you do manage to sleep, your dreams are so vivid, so intensely real, so palpable that you wake feeling more depleted than when you drifted off. These are not ordinary dreams. These are potent prophetic visions, profound downloads of information. You are being shown things that feel more tangible and real than your waking life. This phenomenon is occurring because your pineal gland is responding to powerful geomagnetic spikes. The pineal gland, nestled in the center of your brain, functions as your biological antenna for non-physical information. It meticulously receives transmissions from higher dimensions and is exquisitely sensitive to fluctuations in Earth's magnetic field. Currently, the geomagnetic field is oscillating wildly. Solar activity is surging. Cosmic rays are intensifying, and your pineal gland is consequently going into overdrive, tirelessly attempting to process the massive influx of information flooding through. However, the sheer volume of data being transmitted is so immense that your normal sleep cycles simply cannot accommodate it. Your pineal gland requires you to be unconscious for longer, sustained periods to fully download and integrate everything. Therefore, it is effectively hijacking your sleep, rousing you at unconventional hours when the veil between dimensions is thinnest and transmissions are clearest, granting you dreams that feel prophetic because, indeed, they are. Within these dreams, you are actively traveling to other timelines, receiving crucial instructions and remembering ancient knowledge from other lifetimes. Do not resist this process. Your pineal gland intuitively understands its purpose. It is diligently upgrading your consciousness, downloading vital information you will undoubtedly need for what lies ahead. The accompanying exhaustion is purely temporary. Once these profound downloads are complete, your sleep patterns will naturally stabilize. Until then, honor your body's demands for rest and pay exceptionally close attention to your dreams. Immediately upon waking, transcribe everything you remember. They hold invaluable instructions regarding your path forward. The fourth symptom is sudden clarity that scares you. You are beginning to perceive truths about people and situations that were previously entirely invisible to you. You are understanding intricate dynamics that seemed obscure just last week, recognizing patterns with such startling, sharp precision that it can genuinely be frightening. This is because once you truly see something, it is impossible to unsee it. And what you are now seeing is compelling you to acknowledge profound truths you've been skillfully avoiding for years. This is the universe's great attractor mechanism, allowing you to glimpse around corners, receiving glimpses of your future before your conscious mind is fully prepared. As you draw nearer to your destined timeline, you begin to receive preview information about what is rapidly approaching. You might perceive the imminent end of relationships long before they officially conclude. You may discern opportunities before they physically manifest. You might even see the truth about people's underlying intentions before they overtly reveal themselves. You are perceiving from a significantly higher vantage point, a perspective where linear time no longer constrains your sight as it once did. However, this heightened level of knowing can be deeply destabilizing. Your rational mind might assert one thing, yet your inner knowing speaks something entirely different. This internal split can make you feel as though you are losing your grip on reality. But you are not. You are gaining a different, more profound kind of sight, a perception that operates beyond third-dimensional limitations. The timeline you are shifting into grants access to information that your old consciousness simply couldn't perceive. As you synchronize with that timeline, you begin to see from that elevated level, even while your physical self remains anchored here. Trust what you are seeing, even, and especially, when it evokes fear. Your inner knowing is consistently more accurate than any logical analysis. The fear you experience is merely your ego grappling with the realization that it can no longer control you through its formerly limited perception. The fifth symptom is old patterns and wounds resurfacing. Issues you believed you had diligently healed are suddenly returning with a vengeance. Triggers you were certain you had transcended are now impacting you anew. Emotional reactions you thought you had thoroughly outgrown are flooding through you, leaving you frustrated and despairing, as if you're regressing, as if all your dedicated healing work was ultimately pointless. But that is not what is happening. These deeply embedded patterns and unresolved wounds are not resurfacing to ensnare you once more. They are surfacing to offer you one final critical opportunity to choose the new timeline. You simply cannot carry unhealed trauma into a higher frequency timeline. The vibrational essence there is too refined. Unresolved wounds create energetic density, and this density cannot exist in the lighter, faster frequencies you are rapidly moving toward. Therefore, before you can fully anchor yourself in the new timeline, every unhealed aspect must rise to the surface one last, definitive time. This is your soul's ingenious way of ensuring you do not inadvertently drag the weight of the past into your vibrant future. Every old wound that resurfaces is, in essence, a test. Will you succumb to the old pattern? Will you react in the familiar ways you always have? Or will you consciously choose differently this time? Choose healing. Choose release. Choose the new, aligned response that resonates with the magnificent being you are becoming. When you successfully navigate these tests, you irrevocably lock yourself into the new timeline, proving beyond doubt that you are truly ready for what is to come. The sixth symptom is an overnight feeling of being utterly, completely, irrevocably done with something. It could be a relationship that seemed perfectly fine yesterday, but today feels utterly intolerable. A job you were managing, And now, the mere thought of showing up fills you with dread. A friendship, a habit, a deeply held belief, whatever it may be. There's a sudden, definitive, ending energy surrounding it. You are not gradually losing interest. You are finished, completed, in a way that feels almost brutal in its totality. This powerful severance is orchestrated by the nodes of fate, actively cutting away what cannot accompany you into your new reality. The lunar nodes inherently represent your destiny path. When timelines shift, these nodes become highly active, meticulously severing energetic cords that link you to everything existing in the old timeline, but possessing no place in the new one. These are energetic attachments binding you to people, places, and specific situations. When the nodes perform their cuts, the severance is clean, immediate, and absolute. Your logical mind will undoubtedly attempt to dissuade you from these sudden endings. It will whisper that you are being impulsive, that you should give it more time, that you should try harder. Do not listen. The nodes of fate do not make errors. When something is severed, it is because that specific element was anchoring you to a timeline you are no longer destined to inhabit. If you attempt to cling on, you will only delay your entire shift. Trust the drop-off. Allow what is leaving to depart. It is creating sacred space for what is arriving. The seventh symptom is a strange and potent mix of fear and aliveness. You feel more awake, more vibrantly alive than you have in years, more deeply present. Colors appear brighter, sounds are sharper, and you are noticing intricate details you never perceived before. You feel profoundly plugged into something vast and exhilarating, yet simultaneously terrifying, precisely because this elevated level of aliveness is utterly unfamiliar. You have been in a state of energetic numbness for so long that experiencing this much sensation is simply overwhelming. This is your nervous system, diligently learning a new frequency, the very one you have consistently asked for. You've been praying for change, for transformation, for more. And the universe has heard you. But more does not arrive without upgrading your capacity to handle it. Your nervous system was previously calibrated for the old timeline, for a smaller, seemingly safer existence. The new timeline demands that you handle significantly higher levels of energy, emotion, and sensation. Thus, your nervous system is undergoing a real-time rewiring. This profound rewiring generates that specific combination of fear and aliveness. The aliveness signifies your system coming fully online, operating at its maximum capacity. The fear arises as your system recognizes it has never functioned at this elevated level before. But rest assured, you can absolutely handle it. This is precisely what you were built for. The discomfort is temporary. Your nervous system will adapt swiftly. Soon, this level of vibrant aliveness will feel entirely normal. The eighth symptom is being pulled towards something you cannot yet name. There's an undeniable direction you are being drawn toward, a profound calling you deeply feel but struggle to articulate, an innate knowing that you are meant to move towards something specific. Yet, when you try to precisely identify what it is, you cannot grasp it. It's akin to attempting to recall a dream that vividly fades just as you reach for its details. You know it's crucially important. You know it's undeniably real, yet you cannot bring it into sharp focus. This is because timelines primarily open somatically. You feel them within your body before you can logically understand them. Your body instinctively knows where you are going long before your mind does. Your very cells are already orienting themselves toward the new timeline, actively preparing for what is coming. But your conscious awareness naturally lags behind. Consequently, you feel the compelling pull. You sense the precise direction, but you lack the clarity to explicitly name it. Do not allow this ambiguity to halt your progress. Do not wait until you possess the full picture before you begin moving. The clarity will emerge as you bravely walk the path, not before. Your sacred task is to honor this pull, to move in the direction your body instinctively indicates, even when your mind cannot logically comprehend why. Trust your somatic knowing far more than your logical comprehension. The timeline will meticulously reveal itself to you, step by step, but only if you take those crucial first steps without needing to see the entire staircase. Now, here's what you absolutely need to understand about all 8 symptoms collectively. You are not destabilizing, you are profoundly synchronizing. Your biology is responding with exquisite sensitivity to the cosmos itself. Earth's magnetic field is shifting. The sun is sending powerful solar flares. Cosmic rays are dramatically increasing. The Schumann resonance is spiking. All of these monumental cosmic events directly affect your physical body because you are not separate from the cosmos. You are intricately woven from stardust. When the cosmos shifts, you shift. You are not malfunctioning. You are undergoing a magnificent mutation. Your DNA is activating. Dormant strands, quiescent since before recorded history, are coming powerfully online. Abilities from other lifetimes are reactivating within you. You are becoming the magnificent being you were always destined to be. And that process of becoming is rarely gentle. It is intensely transformative. It requires you to consciously die to who you were, so you can powerfully birth who you are. December 7th, 2025 marks a critical juncture. The symptoms you are experiencing are undeniable proof that you are on track. The shift is working. You are successfully transitioning from the old timeline to the new. Do not fight these symptoms. Do not attempt to make them cease. They are profound evidence that something is intensely, miraculously right. Your soul is triumphing. The higher version of you is gracefully taking over. The chosen ones are those sensitive enough to deeply feel these shifts, conscious enough to clearly recognize them, and brave enough to move with them instead of resisting. This is your sacred assignment, and you are completing it beautifully. Trust the process. Trust your body. Trust the cosmos. Your timeline is shifting, and you are shifting perfectly with it. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. But let me be very specific about what the next few days are truly going to bring. December 7th is not the peak of this energy. The powerful energy that began building on December 4th is going to continue intensifying, reaching another significant peak around December 10th or 11th. So, what you are feeling right now is not the maximum intensity. It is going to get even stronger. The 8 symptoms I've described are going to amplify. This is not evidence that something is going awry. This is the natural, dynamic arc of a timeline shift. It builds, it peaks, and then it gracefully integrates. During this intense building phase, you are being presented with profound choices. Every single time, you choose the familiar over the unknown. You are, in essence, casting a vote for the old timeline. Conversely, every time you honor the inexplicable pull towards something you cannot yet fully explain, you are casting a vote for the new timeline. These choices may appear insignificant, but each one is steering you decisively toward one timeline or the other, and the universe is meticulously observing to see which timeline you are choosing through your actions, not merely your intentions. You need to actively support your body throughout this profound process. First, ground yourself physically. Daily, place your bare feet directly on the earth. The electromagnetic recalibration occurring within your body creates an excess electrical charge, and that charge desperately needs a place to go. When you connect directly with the earth, you establish a natural circuit that allows this excess energy to flow out of you and into the ground, where it can be neutralized. If you cannot get outside, indulge in salt baths. Add at least 2 cups of Epsom salt or sea salt to your bath water and soak for a minimum of 20 minutes. Salt water effectively pulls electromagnetic charge out of your body, mirroring the grounding effect of the earth. Second, move your body in ways that facilitate the discharge of this intense energy. Shaking is one of the most remarkably effective practices. Stand with your knees slightly bent and vigorously shake your entire body for at least 5 minutes. Allow yourself to look utterly ridiculous. This instinctively mimics what animals do after experiencing trauma. Dancing also works wonders, but it must be wild, completely uninhibited movement. Let the energy move through you. The deep restlessness that feels unbearable when you attempt to remain still will dissipate almost immediately when you allow it to express itself through movement. Third, manage your energetic input with extreme care. Your system is currently maxed out, processing massive amounts of cosmic energy, intricate timeline information, karmic clearing, and DNA activation. Drastically reduce your consumption of news, social media, other people's drama, and any violent content. You might need to cancel plans, politely decline invitations, or simply inform people that you are unavailable. Protect your energy as if your very life depends on it, because, in truth, your new life absolutely does. Fourth, hydrate aggressively and eat light. Timeline shifts instigate massive detoxification at the cellular level. Your body urgently needs water to efficiently flush out these released toxins. Aim for at least half your body weight in ounces of water per day. Consume simple, clean, and easily digestible fruits, vegetables, soups, and smoothies, things that provide your body with essential nutrition without demanding huge digestive effort. Now, let me address the intense isolation many of you are currently experiencing. You may feel utterly alone, even when surrounded by people. It seems as though no one truly comprehends the depths of what you are undergoing. This profound isolation is an integral part of the timeline shift process. You cannot effectively shift timelines while you remain energetically entangled with individuals who are choosing to stay firmly rooted in the old timeline. This isolation is your soul's ingenious way of temporarily severing those cords, allowing you to complete your shift without interference. Once you are fully anchored in this new timeline, certain existing connections will naturally re-establish themselves, while entirely new ones will blossom with individuals who resonate at your evolving frequency. This dynamic phase is both transient and deeply purposeful. You may notice those closest to you beginning to exhibit unusual behaviors, perhaps becoming unexpectedly clingy, or, conversely, growing distant. They might instigate arguments or, at other times, become excessively accommodating. These reactions are direct responses to the energetic shift occurring within your own frequency. They perceive it, even if they lack conscious comprehension. As your energetic blueprint recalibrates, everyone in your immediate orbit must either synchronize with your elevated state or naturally withdraw. Resist the urge to artificially enforce resonance where it no longer genuinely exists. Release the need to cling to connections that are organically dissolving. These timeline shifts inherently reorganize your entire social ecosystem. Allow this profound rearrangement to unfold. For those experiencing vivid prophetic dreams and visions, understand that what you are witnessing is not merely symbolic. You are quite literally traversing other timelines during your sleep state. Some of you are undergoing intensive training, receiving vast downloads of information not found in any conventional text. Others are being presented with crucial warnings, privy to potential futures so you can consciously steer your choices in a different direction. And for many, these are reunion dreams, actual meetings with your soul family and spiritual guides in the astral realm. It is imperative to keep a dream journal. Immediately upon waking, meticulously record every detail you recall. These are vital transmissions, explicit instructions, and profound confirmations. Finally, I wish to address the pervasive fear underlying all these transformative symptoms. You might worry you're losing your mind. You might fear a serious medical issue. You might dread that this intense experience will never subside. These fears are entirely understandable, yet they are fundamentally unfounded. You are not descending into madness. You are profoundly awakening. You are not ill. You are undergoing an extraordinary metamorphosis. You are absolutely capable of navigating this journey. You were intrinsically designed for it. And this intensity, rest assured, is impermanent. Timeline shifts follow a distinct progression, a beginning, a middle, and an end. You are presently in the middle, yet you will emerge on the other side, operating at an entirely different vibrational level, with access to heightened abilities, profound insights, and remarkable opportunities that were previously inaccessible in your old timeline. Every single individual who has ever undergone such a shift has felt precisely what you are experiencing now: the disorientation, the apprehension, the unsettling sensation of potentially losing their grip on reality. This is a perfectly normal facet of the process. Your consciousness is expanding far beyond the limitations it has known throughout your lifetime. Of course, this feels destabilizing. Of course, your ego is in a state of panic, but your soul inherently understands that this is precisely what must transpire. Your soul orchestrated this magnificent shift even before your incarnation. You consciously chose this, you asked for this, and you possess every intrinsic resource required to navigate it to a successful completion. Consider a caterpillar within its chrysalis. If you could ask that caterpillar what it's experiencing, it would likely describe a sensation akin to dying. Its entire bodily structure is liquefying. Everything it once understood itself to be is dissolving. It has no conscious awareness that it is on the cusp of becoming a butterfly. It simply perceives everything falling apart. But that profound dissolution is not death. It is the very essence of metamorphosis. You are currently within your own chrysalis. Everything that needs to dissolve is dissolving. Everything that needs to transform is transforming. And what is magnificently emerging on the other side is the version of you destined to truly fly. December 7th, 2025. You are harmonizing with your truest destiny. Your body intrinsically knows its role. Your soul is the unwavering guide of this sacred process. The cosmos itself is providing boundless support. Trust implicitly in what is unfolding. Cease resisting. Stop attempting to force comfort where discomfort is a necessary part of growth. Simply surrender to the shift. Allow it to move through you. Permit it to utterly transform you. Your new timeline is not some distant arrival. It is here. You are actively living within it. You are becoming it. And very soon, you will reflect upon this week and recognize it as the undeniable turning point, the precise moment when everything irrevocably changed. The moment you finally stepped into the magnificent being you were always meant to become. You are not alone in this profound journey. You are enveloped by unseen forces that are diligently guiding you, fiercely protecting you, and unfailingly supporting you through every single moment of this shift. Your spirit guides walk beside you. Your ancestors stand with you. Your higher self is meticulously orchestrating every intricate detail. And thousands of other chosen souls across the planet are experiencing this exact same phenomenon in this very same time frame. You are an integral part of a collective awakening, a monumental mass timeline shift, and your individual transformation is directly contributing to the evolution of all humanity. This deeply matters. You profoundly matter. What you are courageously navigating matters. Stay strong. Remain faithful. Stay surrendered. Your breakthrough is far closer than you can possibly imagine.